Hey, this is Jim from Jim's Coleus. So, you know what? Here, I wanted to shoot this really short video, but this is where it all started. This is where Jim's Holiest of Coleus started. Before it was Jim's Holiest of Coleus, before I even dreamed of a YouTube channel, before I dreamed of growing lots of Coleus, before I ever dreamed of growing potting plants and having an eBay store, or having lots of great friends, people who always say hi, Nanette, Pat, formerly Fat Pat, Mystique Rose, and I'm sure I'm forgetting a whole bunch, but this is where it all started. This is a little trail here, and I'm going to get to that in a minute, just to show you exactly how it started for me. And it's just a great, and this is one of my favorite places. I used to bring my my Yorkie Chooch, who's since passed on over the rainbow. Here's my memorial tattoo I had done of him. This is where I used to walk him every single day, and it's a wonderful place. If you're ever in Spring Lake, New Jersey, this is right near St. Catherine's Church. It's Green Lake, and it's a wonderful lake. It's beautiful in the summer, fall, and winter. It's just beautiful no matter what. A nice, beautiful lake. And I did shoot a video a few weeks back on this, but I just wanted to actually show you the little path and where I fell in love with Coleus before I knew they were Coleus. So let's go take a look. So I used to walk my Yorkie Chooch, seen here, along this path. And every season, the DPW, Department of Public Works, everything of course is dormant now because we're in approaching winter, but along here, this path, and they've since repaved this path, cut it back. It's so much nicer now, safer and cleaner. But all along here they planted Coleus, and they were sort of like the Defiance Coleus. They're probably more like Kong Scarlets, that burgundy velvet with the green edges, so seen here. And they had them in abundance all over. If you can imagine, just field, like this whole area was all Coleus, hundreds and hundreds, and they were beautiful. And I just fell in love right away. So I sort of took and this is really before. I mean, I had cell phones, but we didn't have the phone cameras or videos, and we didn't have the Instagram back then. I'm talking like 12 years ago. It's probably about 12 years ago. So I didn't have that instant, we didn't have the apps where you can click on a plant and get an instant identification. So I called up the DPW and I asked what kind of plants they were, and I did some research, and I decided to rob a bunch of rootings. And I did that for a number of years, and eventually it grew into this love I have. And Jim's Holiest of Coleus just came to me out of nowhere. After I started planting them and selling them at a local flea market, which is now gone. Here's my son and I set up at the flea market. So as I started selling them at the flea markets and so forth, the name Jim's Holiest, because I just grew because people were asking, do you grow herbs? Do you have fruit, vegetables? I said, no, it's just Coleus, holy. And I just, Holiest of Coleus, just, it came to me, boom. So there it is. And then I designed the little moniker, the circle, brushed it up, and I sent it out to a designer through Zazzle, I believe, Zazzle.com. And I had this big banner made, as you can see here. And the rest is history. Here we are. So this is it. This is beautiful, the beautiful lake. There's St. Catherine's Church. Again, this is Spring Lake, New Jersey. It's in southern Monmouth County. It's only 5 minutes from my home. And it's a beautiful place. I know that's my favorite word, but it's a very simple word. And this is just one of the little paths on the interior around the lake, and then there's that wonderful walk. You can walk around this whole lake, and it goes, and they have these two pedestrian walk bridges. And at night and Christmas time, it's beautiful because they're all lit up. Beautiful houses here, older houses, and some of the the outer lying sidewalks are those huge slate sidewalks that they put down. Beautiful slate, and over time, the people with the sprinkler systems that have a lot of iron in them, a lot of the slate sidewalks have rusted, and it's just this really nice rust reddish color. It's from the sprinklers, from the iron, but it's really nice. I love walking on those, thinking how long they've been here, and a lot of this is, you know, late 1800s, obviously. So, but they did a really fabulous job here. A lot of not a lot of swans. I should say there's two swans that run this lake, and it's funny because they chase the geese. They hate geese. Swans are like a natural enemy of geese, and they patrol this lake like you wouldn't believe. They're probably on the other side of the lake, but again, it's a really beautiful lake, and they have a playground here. I was so lucky to have my son grow up, and we played on this playground all the time. My wife and I would come. I would walk chooch, and then my son would play on this playground, and or I would just take him here. A little windy today. I took my motorcycle out for a ride before I head out to work tonight. But while I was down here, I said, you know what, let me shoot a little video out to show you where it all started. And well, again, they planted hundreds and hundreds of Coleus, and it was really the same. And then the next few years, they put a different couple of varieties. They had some red Kongs in here, and some I guess they were like watermelon type Coleus. So you can imagine how beautiful this would look with all those Coleus. So they do a fabulous job here in Spring Lake. DPW really works hard. They keep it really clean. If you do visit, if you're ever in this area, you do visit here, certainly stop into St. Catherine's Church. It's a really beautiful cathedral style Roman Catholic church. Gorgeous frescoes inside and stained glass, and it's really nice. And they have a little separate side St. Mary's room, prayer room, and outside there's a St. Mary's Blessed Mother prayer statue. But a beautiful place to visit if you're ever in the Jersey Shore area. I mean, you could take the Jim's Holiest of Coleus walking path tour. So, and here's a different view of the walking path that we were just on. And just down here, right by the flagpole, I'll zoom in a little bit, is 3rd Avenue. That's the business district, and they have lots of wonderful shops. And there again is the walking path that I was just on, that are filled with Coleus. The last few years they haven't had Coleus. They switch it up a little bit, but it was beautiful. Here are these beautiful, as I had mentioned, the beautiful slate sidewalks. This reminds me of growing up. It was just, these are predominant. Beautiful slate sidewalks. And as I had mentioned, I did a previous video a few weeks back. Right across from this lake, from the lake here, is this magnificent 1800s hotel. It's now a condominium. It's the Sussex condominium. Beautiful. One of the only majestic hotels left in this area. And here's just a view of the other side of the lake where we just were. And there's the swan, or is that a heron? There's a lot of wildlife fowl here. And across from the lake also here's the bed and breakfast. It's called the Hewitt Wellington, and there's a condominium up top. I would have loved to grab that up if it wasn't for a wife and child. But what a beautiful place. And that's one of the really small hotels. There's a number of them. The Grand Hotel, small all are from the 1800s. The rest of them that were all along here, this was all hotels in the 1800s. The last one was taken down about 20 years ago. It was right over here. But it's still nice to see some of these the old architecture. Which, I mean, if you're in Europe, this is like brand new stuff. 1800s, so. And here's a close-up of St. Catherine's, and there's the Blessed Mother Mary prayer statue. There's a little close-up of St. Catherine's. Alright, so here we are, getting ready to get back on the bike and head home. So I'm enjoying the weather, I'm enjoying the last few rides of this, because I do have it up for sale. I ordered my new Indian. It's a little maybe retirement gift, a little gift for myself. I love this bike too, but I don't really have the room for it. I would really like to keep both of them, so only so much time in a day. So, oh, one last note. When I had to put my Yorkie Chooch down here, I sprinkled half of his ashes right here. Little note. And I had the rest of his ashes in a little urn. But he loved coming here. We must have walked this area 100,000 times over the 13 years we enjoyed with each other's company. It's beautiful. Love Yorkies too. So, all right. So, we'll be getting back to the Coleus before long. We'll be sowing our seeds. So stay tuned here. Thanks for watching. I'd just like to give you a little introspect into the life of Jim's Holiest of Coleus, and this is important. This is tied in with my Coleus, because whenever I come here, my Yorkie Newton, who's sort of a grand puppy of Chooch, is too old. I can't walk him here anymore. I've walked him many times too, but he gets seizures, so I can't walk him. But I still come here, and I just think of my Coleus every time I do. All right, so Merry Christmas, Happy New Year again. I'm gonna head out and get onto my walk. I need to get out, get some exercise. Beautiful day today before I head into work tonight. I work 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. So minimum amount of sleep. I average about 4 hours, maybe 4 hours of sleep. And I live life to the fullest, but sort of hectic. All right, everybody, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year from Jim's Holiest of Coleus.